Welcome to the Football Journal, your ultimate destination for all things football. Join us for exciting match highlights, in-depth analysis, and expert opinions on the beautiful game. From the Premier League to La Liga, Champions League to World Cup, we've got you covered. Subscribe now and turn on notifications to stay updated on the latest football news, updates, and videos.
Rudiger on Lamine Yamal. What Lamine is doing is ridiculous. You have to give him credit. He plays for Barcelona at 17. What he did at the Euros. I hope he stays healthy. He has a brilliant future. It's pretty scary what he's doing, to be fair. Manchester United players remain in their dressing room while journalists await post-match interviews. Meanwhile, several Porto players waiting to swap shirts outside. Real Madrid have sealed new deal agreement with 17-year-old center-back Joan Martinez, valid until June 2026 with plan to extend again when he turns 18. Full support from the club after ACL injury as important talent. New release clause over 50 million euros. Postecoglou. How many 17-year-olds are playing in top leagues? Yeah, Lamine is brilliant, but it's not common thing. It's rare. If you look at the Premier League, how many? Mikey Moore is contributing, which shows that he's got something special. This young fan in attendance to watch Lionel Messi lead Inter Miami to their first ever Supporters' Shield against Columbus. Maresca on Renato Vega. He played as an attacking midfielder last night. Then he was a holding midfielder against Bournemouth and a fullback against Brighton. He also scored a goal. He's doing very well. Omar Marmish dreams of joining Liverpool or Arsenal. However, Frankfurt is not prepared to sell the player in January and has set a price tag of 40 to 50 million euros for the next summer window, reports Bayern. He is currently the top scorer in the Bundesliga with 6 goals. Manchester United reportedly offered Simone Inzaghi the managerial position to take over immediately, but the Inter head coach rejected it. Victor Osimhen's market value has dropped from 100 million euros to 75 million euros. Atletico Madrid have identified Chelsea defender Ben Chilwell as their latest transfer target. Newcastle United are among the frontrunners to sign 24-year-old Jonathan David from Lille on a free transfer. Real Madrid have already made contact with Trent Alexander-Arnold as they attempt to lure him away from Liverpool at the end of the season. HI's close friendship with Jude Bellingham could play a part in his decision. Do you regret leaving Barcelona? Neymar. I was too young and inexperienced, that's the answer. Alejandro Garnacho is being courted by both Barcelona and Juventus, with Manchester United valuing the 20-year-old at £50 million. Newcastle are likely to revisit their pursuit of Marc Guéhi in January, with the expectation that Crystal Palace will be more willing to sell the 24-year-old because of his contract situation. Liverpool have identified Karim Adeyemi as a potential successor to Mo Salah, and are ready to make a £41 million bid for the 22-year-old Dortmund winger. Liverpool are ready to offload Wataru Endo in January as they look to bring in a younger defensive midfielder. Joan Laporta wants to sign a superstar for Barcelona next summer in time for their return to the Spotify Camp Nou. Erling Haaland is his #1 target, but Neymar is also an option. PSG are leading the race to sign Mo Salah when his contract runs out this summer. They are set to tempt the 32-year-old with a 3-year contract. Manchester City and Arsenal will battle it out with Bayern Munich and Real Madrid for the transfer of Florian Wirtz next summer. Leverkusen want 150 million euros for the forward. Key figures at Manchester United were disappointed in the club's decision to sell Mason Greenwood when they did, because they believe he'll be a £100 million player in no time. Fenerbahce boss Jose Mourinho is a contender to replace Sean Dyche as Everton manager once Dan Friedkin's takeover of the club is completed. Jose Luis Sanchez and Edu Aguirre. Vinicius is better than Messi, and that's the reality. In my opinion, they are comparable players, but they differ in dribbling. Vinicius relies more on speed, explosiveness. Vinicius does it along the line, on the wing, right in front of defenders, to escape from areas where there is practically no space. In open space, Messi might have been cleaner with his dribbling, but Vinicius is more electric and has more escape routes in those areas. Sir Jim Ratcliffe on Erik ten Hag's future. I like Erik, he's a very good coach, but at the end of the day, it's not my call, tells at Dan Roan for BBC. The management has to decide. They've only arrived in July. Now they need to take stock, make some sensible decisions. Maresca on Dewsbury Hall. I know Kiernan very well. I know when you are the main player and then move to a big club, it's not easy. You're not the main player. Sometimes you struggle a bit at the beginning, so I was very happy for him. Paul Pogba will be back to action in 2025. Confirmed. His 4-year drug ban has been reduced to just 18 months, as at Mailsport reported. Pogba can start training with Juventus in January, and then he will be allowed to play official matches by March. Arteta on Odegaard's return. It's very difficult with Martin to say when he will be back, but he's working so hard to be ready as soon as possible. He's pushing. Zinchenko could be ready after the international break. Erik ten Hag ahead of Aston Villa game on risk of being fired. I'm not even thinking about such issues because that is not a topic. We are in there together. The ownership, the leadership, the team, the staff. I appointed new staff. Rudiger tells at Inside Scoop HQ. If you see Arsenal, the two center-backs are the pillar of the transformation. You have with Gabriel the aggressive leader and Saliba. This brother plays clean. You have to give it to him. He looks like a silent leader. Scott McTominay scores his first Serie A goal. Beautiful one against Como. Former Man United midfielder scored in Coppa Italia and now also in Serie A. He's already untouchable and key starter for Antonio Conte. Enzo Maresca. Competing to win the PL? I really don't think we can compete with Man City or Arsenal now. We are not ready. Man City worked with Pep for 9 years. Arsenal, 5 years. Us, 3 months. The target is to slowly get closer. Ten Hag on Manuel Ugarte. He has to get used to our game model. He has to get used to his teammates. He has to get used to the intensity of Man United. In short, Ugarte needs time. Thanks for watching.